So in 2017, I learned about this. I met a woman who created this methodology because she learned about this science. And I'm going to tell you what it is right now. It's fascinating. Uh, the way that the body works is a trigger happens. So it could be a thought, a loud noise, right? Some sadness, even, right? Too much stimulation, whatever it is, a trigger where the heart rate actually starts to go up. And then there's a 10-second window. Write that down or capture it or remember it or say it out loud or something. There's a 10-second window between the time the heart rate goes up and the adrenals release adrenaline. Okay. So say I told you the story about years past when I was younger, I used to have these like fake arguments, like where I was trying to win instead of losing with my mother, right? Or say like a business challenge comes up, right? Or you're in a busy environment, right? Like Sally was like in a bunch of people, there's a lot of stimulation, right? I know what that means because I work from home by myself. So I'm not around a bajillion people all day. Now I do love being on stages, right? In front of a billion people, but I'm not usually in groups of people. I'm not a social butterfly, right? Typically in this season of life, I have been, and maybe I will be again, but in this season. So when I'm in social situation like the Achieve conferences, I have to be extra mindful of using the tools I'm going to teach you today, just because I'm not used to it. So I'm more likely to trigger. It's just, it's just on the nervous system. It's just more stimulation. I'm just not used to it. So you have a trigger. There's a 10-second window. In that 10 seconds, if you use some tools, what I'll teach you today, your adrenals won't release adrenaline. Interesting, right? If your adrenals don't release adrenaline, guess what else doesn't release? Cortisol later. The only reason cortisol is released, there's all this like information out there like cortisol blockers. Don't have cortisol. Cortisol is bad. Well, truth is, why do we have cortisol? There's nothing in the body is bad. The cortisol is fixing the cells of the body because they've had exposure to chemicals like adrenaline and other catecholamines. So we'll just use adrenaline and cortisol as the easy ones. There's more, but is the easy ones to kind of go off of. So first comes a heart rate up, 10 seconds. Adrenals release adrenaline. Hours later, cortisol releases. So sparkle fingers, if you ever have had seasons of your life where you've woken up in that like 3 o'clock-ish timeline. You're like, all of a sudden I'm up at 3. Okay, you triggered adrenaline, probably, because that's the time of day cortisol is releasing. So your body's going into repair mode, and that's why it's like turning on in a way. There's sleep mode, repair mode, right? But there's also cortisol release. You're waking up, it's cortisol, just so you know. Okay. I'm going to tell you how to not make it happen. I get up at that time every day to start my day. Well, that's a little bit different. I do understand that because I'm an early bird. I love to be out with the moon, baby. Right. So I don't know if you guys saw that moon last night, but that was wild. It was a big one. Yeah. Big. It's supposed to be big, even brighter next month. Like the biggest one of the year, in case you're interested in that kind of stuff. But okay. So things like belly aches, if you have like constipation, diarrhea, stuff like that. I used to have like get more stopped up when I traveled, like when I'd fly and travel car rides and all that kind of stuff. I would get more, I wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom as well easily. And what I recognized was I was triggering adrenaline and I was in the fight or flight cycle. So, if you're somebody who travels a lot, that could be helpful. If you get flushed, if you get headaches, right? Some people get my adrenal response, body response is sweaty armpits. I always say it's like and it'll happen sometimes, but at least I know what happens and I can be gentle on myself.